This is The Voice of Land on the Big Play Network with your hosts, Kevin Arnold and Jay Banky. We are joined by Browns running back Demetric Felton, and the main reason we had Demetric on the show, thanks to Always Positive Jay for reaching out to him to get him on tonight, is Star Wars. And Demetric, I know you're a big Star Wars fan.
We all got our Star Wars gear
we all
on
got
today.
our gear on. So I gotta ask you, when did you, like, what age did you first catch on to Star Wars? Were you first, and who got you into it?
I feel like I don't remember the age, but I just remember the first Star Wars movie I saw. I think it was when the episode 3 of the prequels came out. And I watched it with my family, and then all my friends around me were into it too. And so we would always just play around and just play with lightsabers and whatnot and just like pretend and have fun with that. And so that's how I initially got into it, just being around friends, and we all were able to bond over it and have fun with playing with those toys. And then as I started to get older and started to understand what's like really going on, I just it kind of just took off, and I just love the story. I love the Star Wars universe, all the different characters and everything. So I don't think I'm ever going to stop being a Star Wars fan.
Now, you're living in California, so I think they have the Star Wars thing at Disneyland out there.
Yeah,
have you been to it?
I haven't been there yet, but I told my parents today, I was like, I gotta go see that while I'm here. So I'm definitely gonna know.
We might have to just tag along and make it a whole show trip.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. That would really be awesome because I want to go so badly.
Well, I mean, my honeymoon's going to be at Disney World coming up in May, and I know they have their edition of Galaxy's Edge. Like, I know in California and Disneyland, they have the Marvel stuff, and Disney World doesn't. But they have the life-size Millennium Falcon, and I got that's one of the first things that her and I have to do when we get to that park. We got to go to Galaxy's Edge, have to go through the Millennium Falcon. What character do you most associate with, Demetri? Like, who best represents you? Who do you want to be in the Star Wars universe?
Well, I would say Okay. I would say he's like one of my favorite, but the reason why I like him so much is just because he's just always so loyal, and no matter what happened. And he's like one of the newer characters in the prequels. I talk about Captain Rex all the time. He was basically like Anakin Skywalker's right-hand man, the 501st Legion. And so I just loved how he, no matter what happened, he was always loyal to Anakin and his troopers, that beside him and whatnot. And he always got the job done. So I would say that's one guy that I think I associate with the most.
Who on the Browns would be Chewbacca?
Ooh.
I mean, we hit the hard hitting questions here on this show.
I would say.
Now, Chewie's, like you said, he's another loyal guy. He sticks with Han all the time. He's tough as nails, but he's pretty. He can get loud when he needs to. So
I would say Njoku then.
Njoku.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Oh yeah.
Who's your Luke Skywalker on the Browns?
Luke Skywalker. Ooh. Let me think. I would say Nick.
Nick Chubb would be a good one.
Definitely Chubb.
Yeah.
The Force is strong in Nick.
Oh yeah.
That dude can lay down some Force blatant stiff arms there.
Now, I mean, one of my favorite characters is Han Solo. Like, who we won't go through all the characters and try to get through like the whole roster, but like one more, I gotta ask, like Han Solo. He seems, kind of sneaky and sketchy, being, kind of going through the trails and working with those guys like Jabba and everything. But he always once he kind of connects with Luke and the Force, he always comes through in the end. Like he's one of the big guys to be there to help out, help Luke, help the Force, and help the rebels at the end. Who is that Han Solo on this team?
This is a tough one.
I mean, those are some
But I
big
don't
shoes
know
to fill.
why you're describing it. The first person that came to mind was Ward.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Ward.
Yeah.
See, we personally love him. You know, him being from Cleveland, we're huge Ward fans.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Denzel Ward being that. Like, you know, he always gets the job done. And he's always going to come through. He can.
Now you've seen the hit that he had in the dude from Maryland when he was Ohio State, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So I'll just go ahead and say Ward shot first.
Yeah.
He could probably hit the parse. You know,
Yeah.
hit the hit the run in 12 parsecs.
Like those? Did you guys like those comparisons? Pretty
Yeah,
good.
those are pretty good ones.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Njoku, like as soon as you said that with Chewbacca, like I just like saw him dressing up as that. Like it just naturally came together. Like the
next
image was right
Halloween,
there.
What you need to do is you need to organize and get the whole team to dress up like all Star Wars characters.
Oh man, I'll try it. We'll
you
see.
could do it.
Yeah.
So, what are your favorite? Like, there's the 3 series. There's the episodes 1 through 3, then 4 through 6, and then they have the last 3. What were your favorite, like triplets of those set? What was your all-time favorite?
So I don't think they made the prequels great like in the movies, but like just story wise and how they've kind of expanded on that now. I love the prequels. And then next to that, I would say the original trilogy, of course. But the sequels, I didn't like the direction that they went, and I feel like they could have went a different way.
It's like one of my favorite is actually has nothing to do with any of them. It's Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was amazing.
Rogue One was really good, but that's basically a part of the original trilogy, or part of that story. So no, that was a great movie, that was one of the new ones that I really liked.
Yeah, Rogue One's my favorite. That's because it changed A New Hope completely.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, I'm older. I grew up. New Hope was like the Star Wars. You know, I was maybe, I don't know, 9 or 10 when like Return of the Jedi came out. So I loved the Ewoks when I was a little kid. But now I go back and I watch it. I'm like, I can't believe I love these things so much. But yeah, that was fun. I remember my dad told me at the theater. We saw Star Wars at the theater. He told me Chewbacca because we just saw him on the poster. He's like, he's gonna come out from behind a curtain. So I was like scared the whole time. So anyway, yeah, New Hope, Rogue One, best. What do you think of the Bad Batch?
I was gonna ask about that.
I really like the Bad Batch. I like the idea that, and in that show, it filled in a lot of just like areas of confusion of what happened like in between and how the Empire came to power, how they did it. And so I really enjoyed that show, and I think they're having a new season coming up soon too. So
now you watched the Clone Wars too, correct?
I love the Clone Wars.
See, I've never seen any of the animated yet, but I'm going to start watching those. But I heard the Clone Wars, some people say, is like the best Star Wars stuff there is.
Yeah, that's what like made me love the prequels even more. It starts off a little slow, but it gets so good.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, if the animated series, because we know the Star Wars universe, yes, there's the 9 movies right now, but it goes so much deeper. There's comic books, there's actual books out there with Star Wars, there's the animated series. Now I was gonna ask you, but you kind of just answered it there, that they've helped make the prequels, I think for a lot of people, the Clone Wars especially, has helped kind of make it a little bit more acceptable, and people get into those movies more, at least the story, so they get through the other issues they have with them. But of course, right now you have Disney Plus, which is bringing out all the Marvel stuff, and I wish we had a lot of time to get into all that stuff, and maybe a couple too many football questions, but you plan for a lot, you only get to so much. Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett. I know Book of Boba Fett's only halfway through, but which storyline you kind of liking more in end of episode or chapter 4 in Book of Boba Fett? are we getting the crossover that we need now in Book of Boba Fett?
I definitely think we are getting that crossover. They're like hinting towards it. They'll
They
do
played his
the little,
music right there at the
yeah,
end of it, which is
yeah,
I love that little wow.
yeah. So I think we're gonna get the crossover. That's gonna be exciting. I feel like it's gonna pick up a lot more. I didn't like how they did his whole backstory of going like in the past and the future. It got like really confusing, but I still feel like it was good that they showed it. And but I do like the Mandalorian way better. Like I was hooked on the Mandalorian as soon as it started.
After you agreed to come on with us, I went back and started watching all the Mandalorian, and yeah, it's definitely starting off better, but we're only like 4 episodes. It's still into Boba Fett, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to like say exactly which one's better, but
they are just different too. Like
Yeah.
one is a lot more. A Mandalorian is a lot more action, where Boba Fett is more like it looks like it's setting up for something.
Yeah. And I feel like we're gonna get a lot more action now since, like you said, the war is coming soon. So
mhm.
And
it's
I'm
exciting.
so excited to see him ride that rain car.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that thing is a beast, man. We need to put that guy on the defensive line with you guys. Like, holy moly, that thing's huge.
I was like, man, there's no way they can't have one down there. Like in the beginning when it was gone and whatnot, and then they gave one as a gift. It's so confusing to me how the Hutts came to power. I just don't understand.
Yeah, we need a backstory on the Hutts and who they really
Yeah.
are. Like, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, how do these big like worm things like intimidate anybody? Like, it'd be like, no, I'm gonna walk away from you because you're fat. You're just fat and slow. Like, what are you gonna do to me? Like, yeah, I never understood how they got to power.
Well, once I was shown the movie The Spaceballs, and I saw Pizza the Hut in that one, where they're like doing the the ironic version of all those types of movies. And
You've seen Spaceballs, correct?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's the spoof on all
Yeah,
the Star Wars. It's
know-
like an '80s movie. It
Yeah.
is hilarious. You gotta watch it.
yeah, it's scary. It's scary movie for like Star Wars and those types of movies. But every time now I see Jabba the Hutt, I can't like look at him any differently after seeing Pizza the Hut with that. Just because like how funny Spaceballs was. But of course, Star Wars will always supersede anything
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, John Candy plays the spoof of Chewbacca on here, so
Yeah.
just let you know. That's what you're in for.
So
Let me check it out.
yeah, and I highly recommend those kind of movies or anything by Mel Brooks, those spoof movies that he does. I highly recommend kind of a change of pace type movie for you. But we appreciate you being on here, Demetric. I got to ask you before you get out, because I know you're a big Uno guy as well. One rule that my fiance and I are big on, the rule of stacking like the +4s, the draw 2s, the draw 4s, the wild cards, and things like that. Uno says you're not supposed to. Do you guys play with the stacking or don't you?
You have to play with the stacking.
Okay.
You can only stack +4s with +4s, +2s with +2s. We even stack on skips though, and a lot of people don't like agree with that. How do you feel about that?
We tend not to, but I've played both ways. Like it does make it more exciting, but when you play it straight up, it's it's different experience. Like it feels like a different experience. I feel like a lot of people stack now. But I've played both ways, and I know we talked before we came on. You have the all wild card game for Uno. I think we have it too. Man, we may have to like connect again at some point and try to like whether virtually or whatever. We gotta try to get a Uno game going or something. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
There's
Demetri.
definitely. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the main rule that makes my family's Uno different is called jumping. So say like it's my turn and the person next to me, well, it's my turn, I throw down a yellow 7. The person next to me is supposed to go, we're going clockwise.
Mhm.
If someone else in the other group has the same exact card that I have, they can skip, like basically jump that person and
wow.
put that card down, and it'll start to the next person after that.
Now,
So
does
it
that
makes it
person
go like-
have to throw it down before the person before him,
Yeah.
like a race?
Yeah, it's basically like a race. And
Oh,
so
so-
it just
So it gets violent there too, doesn't it?
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
man.
So
So
like, real sly, just like throw it down real quick. You gotta be paying attention to the deck and your cards all the time. You can use different cards, give you a little advantage. So
That's a cool little rule. I
Cool
like
little
that.
rule. I see kind of how you guys are playing the game of Uno. So we ever get a chance, I'll be ready. Don't worry, we'll be ready. But Demetri, we truly appreciate you taking time. I know you're in the off season, enjoying some nice warm weather. You got some time left in your day, so appreciate you taking the time. Hopefully, we can have you on again at some
At
point
the end
too.
of Bubba Fett, we got to have you on to wrap it up for us.
Yes, at the end of
oh
Boba
yeah,
Fett, we'll do.
we got a lot more to discuss. So
Yes.
I'll definitely be back.